In Venezuela, the National Electoral Council said the second popular consultation runs normally and invite young people to vote to choose the projects that will benefit the communities. In Palestine, Israeli genocidal forces continue their intense attacks on the Gaza Strip, claiming 71 Palestinian lives. And at least 11 people were killed in Indonesia by floods caused by flash rains. Hello, welcome to From the South. I'm Ana Marrero from the TeleSUR headquarters in Caracas, Venezuela. We begin with the news. Stay with us. Venezuela's National Electoral Commission provided an assessment on the development of the second great popular consultation and urged young people from 15 years of age to exercise their vote. The president of the National Electoral Commission of the Communes, Carolina Arellano, extends her gratitude to the national, regional, municipal, and communal promotion teams deployed to carry out the process. Arellano also highlights the support of the National Electoral Council and of President Nicolás Maduro with a view to guaranteeing the best possible outcome of the consultation, for which more than 27,000 projects were submitted. The official report that the process runs normally with 90% of the 4,505 active circuits.
Right now, 90% of the 4,090 circuits are activated. There have been some incidences due to rainfalls in many states, so authorities of the polling stations have coped with some hurdles there, not so much with the opening, but with keeping up at the same pace due to these rainfalls. We have been in all polling stations nationwide since 7 o'clock in the morning, with our teams, with our spokespersons of all the communal councils, of all the electoral commissions. At this moment, we can give a small account, where 30,784 projects have been registered and consolidated for this consultation, of which the trends are already being marked a little bit. The most voted are water and electricity proposals so far.
Citizens also described their experience during the second popular consultation.
We are now voting on the communal projects. This is an order given by our President Nicolás Maduro and the Ministry of Communes, where each community holds a citizen assembly. They chose the priority within their sectors, the needs that are in function of good living, of those who live there. Then the assembly chooses and the one that has the highest number of people to be tested. This is taken to a vote within the communal scope, and there the projects are chosen by communities. This time 7 prioritized projects are chosen. In those projects there is drinking water, sewage, street curbs, roads, electricity, an infinite number of projects.
And now we go live with our correspondent in Caracas, Gladys Quesada, for more information on this voting date. Hello Gladys, welcome to From the South. What do you have to tell us about?
Hi Anna, yes, precisely. I'm still in downtown Caracas. I'm at the Negro Luis Villafania voting center, which is also one of the centers for the great missions of the homeland here in Venezuela, and attends a community and some communal centers. Also, this belongs to a communal circuit that attends other communal councils and communes. This occasion, I can't say, because we have been turning and going around all Caracas, that this voting has been held in calm, with peace, with participation and turnout from the neighbors and the members of the communes. And also this has been a day of the electoral joyful parties and journeys that Venezuela is always holding. And also I want to tell you something. I have been in almost 3 centers now in Caracas, and all of them have the same structure, the same way of presenting the protocol for the voting. They have the projects listed outside of the voting center, so every neighbor can come here and check, first of all, foremost, the projects that they are going to vote for. Afterwards, they come in here and they go through all the steps in the protocol for the voting. And this has been done without any issues, without delays, without any difficulties, because Venezuelan people knows how to vote, knows how to come and exercise this right, because in 25 years of Bolivarian revolution, there have been over 30 votings, over 30 elections and polls here in Venezuela. So this is not only a civic duty, it's also a right and a normalized activity here in the country. I have to say that many of the projects go on and the improvement of the infrastructure, and as you were saying, the improvement of the water services and the sewage services. But here in this college where I am, in this voting center, the projects are going around other minorities inside the community, inside the commune, as the elderly. They have a project to build a club and a care house for the elderly here in the commune. That's to say, a place where the older and the people over 65 years old can come and receive care, receive food, entertainment, also instructive activities, and to have a dignified, golden years, that's to say in a way. And that says a lot about the people that lives in here, because they are not just prioritizing what the youngsters or what the adults want, and not only prioritizing the financing for infrastructure, but also for the others that already had spent a big part of their life working for the community. Also, I want to say all the communes and the commune circuits are not equals, even though they have the same access to the financing. For example, in other centers we were visiting, they wanted to improve the quality of the water, they wanted to continue the repair of houses, of the facades, of the buildings, but here also they want to built a wall to contain the fires, because they live nearby the mountains, and precisely El Ávila, the mountain that divides Caracas from La Guaira, which is the Guaira Repano, the biggest mountain here in the city, and they want to be protected on the season of fires, forest fires here in Caracas, and also they want to have this sewage cleaned because of the rainy season also, that can provoke floodings and provoke other damages to their houses and damages to the public way. So this is one day of family. The afternoon is just going on, it's passing the day of voting. I think the morning was more active, but people are still coming, and it is expected that centers close at 6 p.m., as we were saying. But as long as there are some voters lining up to get in here, there will be, the circuits and the voting centers will be open and will be active, Anna. That's the information, so now we give you back the signal.
Thank you very much, Gladys, for all your information you provide to us and the viewers. And now let's take a short break, but remember, you can now join us on our TikTok account at TeleSUR English, where you'll be able to see news in different formats, news updates, and more. Stay tuned for more news. Welcome back to From the South. The Israeli Jerusalem forces continued their intense attacks on the Gaza Strip, claiming 71 Palestinian lives. Gazans retrieved 12 corpses from the ruins of the city of Haman in Khan Yunis after the withdrawal of the Israeli forces. Moreover, the occupation tanks and war vehicles advanced on the central city of Deir Bala, casting over 100,000 forces displaced in just 48 hours. On Sunday, the ceasefire negotiations are expected to resume in Cairo, mediated by Egypt, Qatar, and the U.S.
I have 6 children, and every day I flee with them from one place to another. When Hamad was bombarded, my youngest child told me, "I don't want to die. I want to live."
We found martyrs in the street killed by snipers. The situation is beyond imagination, and my house was destroyed. I have no home now.
In this context, the Hezbollah movement in Lebanon launched a large-scale airstrike against Israel, from where they attacked several localities in Lebanon. The Hamas movement announced the successful completion of the first phase of the operation against the Zionist regime in retaliation to the assassinations of Commander Fawz Kurd. Hours earlier, Israeli army launches massive airstrikes on southern Lebanon. The Al-Majadin network reported that there were about 440 attacks that lasted around 20 minutes and hit several localities in the south and west of the Bekaa region. So far, there are no reports of property damage or human casualties. Meanwhile, in Israel, thousands of citizens have joined the weekly protests in the capital, Tel Aviv, to demand the return of those held in Palestine and ask for new elections. Shelters demand that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reconsiders Israeli demands that obstruct a ceasefire, such as the control of the Netzarim and Philadelphia corridors, which remains blocked to the passage of humanitarian aid. The Israeli also raised slogans calling on Netanyahu to establish an exchange agreement for detainees and to resign his post, as he is considered incompetent for the job. Let's take our last break, but before we invite you to visit our YouTube channel at TeleSUR English, where you'll be able to watch our interviews, top stories, special broadcasts, and more. Hit the subscribe button and active the notification bell to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. We'll invite you to break, don't go away. Welcome back. At least 11 people were killed in Indonesia by floods caused by flash rains. The floods sweep through residential areas in the east part of the country, cutting off the main roads to the village of Rua and leaving thousands of houses and buildings burned in the mud. Such search and rescue teams working together with local residents have evacuated 10 people. Heavy rains caused frequent landslides and flash floods in Indonesia, where millions of people live in mountainous areas or near floodplains. In Cambodia, authorities reinforce border surveillance to prevent the entry of people infected with monkeypox or other dangerous viral diseases. The Health Ministry recorded over 20 cases of monkeypox, adding that no deaths have occurred so far. Health authorities also report 72 cases of H5N1 avian influenza, with 43 people dead to date. The first case of H5N1 was reported in late January 2020. And the most recent in early August. The World Health Organization said the increase in monkeypox cases is in a growing number of African countries, constitutes a public health emergency of international concern. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, citizens are leaving their homes after an attack by the 23 March movement, despite a ceasefire in force since August the 4th. According to local media, clashes were reported on Saturday between the rebels and the March 3 movement and the local militias in territories of the province of North Kivu. These acts are added to the fighting report during the week in different places of the city of Masisi and also in the territory of Lubero, events that caused hundreds of inhabitants to abandon their homes. China's Ministry of Commerce criticized the United States government on Monday for including several Chinese firms in its export control list due to their relationships with Russia. The ministry urged Washington to immediately cease this course of actions, as it's considered it undermines the order rules of international trade. The government agency said it will take necessary measures to defend the legitimacy rights and interests of Chinese companies affected by the measure. Beijing has rejected on several occasions the interference policies carried out by the United States government against sovereign countries. We have come to the end of this brief, but you can find this and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. You can also join us on our socials from Facebook, on X, and on Instagram as well. For TeleSUR English and from the South, I'm Ana Marrero. Thank you for watching.